Hi everyone, I'm going to do an art journal page today, but before I start I just wanted to show you how the cover turned out for The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe that I've done in the last live. I just kept going with more acrylic paint, just with lighter shades of blue, because I wanted it a little bit more bluish than the black blue that I've used before. Kind of fixed my lamppost with with glue and with the hot glue gun. Went with black and bronze on top of it. So this is it. I covered everything with water-based varnish, so it will be nice and I don't know, a little bit shiny. I don't, and to keep it safe and sealed. So that's that. And now for my art journal page, I've picked a map just because it has all kinds of details, and because of the blue color I have here, I've picked two photos of tree bark that I took. I think these two are from Budapest. I've posted them on my Facebook page in a bunch of other photos that I told you that are going to be fit for art journaling. I'll post them again just so if you want to do something similar, so you will have them. You just copy, save and print. And I took another piece of paper. This is the one that we've done on black paper to make some kind of trees. So I have this left over, and I've picked this page. Bought it on Temu just because I like this. I think it's Chinese writing, so I figured maybe I will put it on my background. So at first I thought about going with all kinds of torn paper vertically, but now I'm thinking of going horizontal. So I'm just going to start playing with the pieces, and we'll see where it gets me. I already have a focal point in mind. I will talk about it later on. And so I'm thinking that I will just start with this. I'm just going to lay them on my page. I'm using white glue. This one is supposed to be for paper napkins. It's 2/3 glue, 1/3 water, but you can use white glue as is. Just thought it was just handy at the when I picked all things to play with. Okay, so I don't want straight edges, although if it really bothers me, I'm going to blur the edges of all these pieces with paint, so it really doesn't matter. I've already picked all kinds of light blue, grayish light blue that I can play with, and I will probably reach for white also, and some of the details are going to get covered, so it really doesn't matter. Right now I'm just putting the pieces down. It's quite random just so I will have something interesting in the back. Here we go. Let's take another one. Don't know how it will turn out. Just thought about it and thought I'll give it a try. And maybe this one later, because this was planned for when I thought I will go vertical with what I'm having on, so I'll just forget about it for a moment. Let's see. Mostly I want blue and gray, so I'm also going on top just so everything would look alike, less for the purpose of sealing the papers, just so everything would look even. And maybe little pieces like so it will break this pattern of like stripes. And as I said, most of it is gonna get covered. Don't get attached to it. Yeah. So let's see. Maybe yeah. I'm thinking a little piece here, maybe. No, not this one. Light blue. Once again, just to break out the pattern that I have here of stripes. So I will have something more wavy. I don't know what to call it. What to glue next? Maybe more. Okay, that's good here. I'll cut the excess later on, what sticks out of the edges of my page. And yeah, I really like this this painty paper. This, if you don't remember, this is just scraping white and gray with a plastic card on top of a black paper. That's it, nothing to it. You can also try it with other colors. I'm really having fun with it. Okay, so I've got this, and I'm thinking that I'll give it a little bit of drying, and then I will apply some acrylic paint to blur the edges. So I'll be back. Okay, so my page is mostly dry, enough for me to start smearing the paint, and I'm just starting smearing paint with my finger. You can use brushes, you can use sponge, whatever you feel like, and just picked, as I said, all kinds of light blue, grayish, whatever. This is something from the cheap store. This one is moss pearl. This one is sky blue, cool blue, and I even got another one, blue bouquet, whatever. So I'm mostly going over the edges just to blur some of it. Now there is no rules for it, I'm just having fun with it and smearing paint, dipping into the white when I want just a little bit more in between shades. You can take a makeup sponge like this and just go and do like this. It doesn't have to be with your finger, just whatever feels comfortable for you. Just changing and trying to put more shades of blue and to smudge the edges. Okay, I don't like the pearlescent, it's also too thin and just doesn't work here. I can also decide that I want to push back some of the details from the pages that I've adhered to this page, so I can go on top of it. It's really up to you. Right now I'm more going over the edges of each torn paper just to blur it and make it more blended. And I'm thinking that maybe I'll go and do some kind of wash on top of everything just to push back some of the details. Almost. Don't like this stripe that I have here, so I'm going on top of it and just making it go away. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm already starting to like what I'm having here, but I think that I'm going to take some soft brush with water do some kind of a wash. So I'm going on top very lightly. I don't want to cover all the nice details, just push them back. Yeah. I'm really liking this page already. I'm going slowly and with very little paint. This paint also from the cheap store is very runny and old, so it works for me right now. But even if you don't have a paint like that, just add more water and go slowly. If you want more, you can always add more. Just a little bit more down here. Yeah, I really like what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to let this dry and I'll be back. Okay, so got this background. I want to add details to it. I'm going to start stenciling on top of it with this stencil, just because I like the wavy look. Otherwise I would have picked any other background stencil. So I've got white here and makeup sponge, and I'm just going to do it quite randomly on top of the page, and I'm going with it very lightly. Doesn't have to be very pronounced, just to add more visual texture to my page and maybe just look like some kind of, I don't know, abstract clouds for that matter. Not always picking the same place or the same area in the stencil. So as I said, randomly, just where I feel it's needed. It's very subtle, but I really like it. Yeah, I think that I will go over some, just so part of it would be a little bit more visible on the page. As I'm always saying, you can always add more, you can't subtract, so go easy and see where it gets you. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so just a little bit more here, and I think I'm done with this stencil. Yeah. Okay, so now I want to stamp a little bit again, just adding. I can stop right now, but I feel like I want more details to my background. So I recently purchased this set. This is from Budapest. Just found a shop with art supplies, so of course I just had to buy something, and I figured that this wavy stamps, regardless that they are music notes, just will go nicely here. That's why I picked it. Okay, so I'm thinking I've got Memento, a nautical blue, I want it visible but not too much. I don't want it to overwhelm the page. Yeah. Maybe I'll take it out from the acrylic blocks so I can stamp in this area. Good enough. Yeah. Ooh, I like it. That's it. Okay. So, moving this aside. Now, focal point. So, I had a paper napkin and I had a cranes or herons, whatever. I think these are cranes that I really liked, and I wanted this one. Now, if I want to use a part of a paper napkin as a focal point, I usually just glue it to another page that is thicker, any paper that will be thicker than printer paper. And because paper napkins most of the time are the same size as 12 by 12, I just took one of my ugly 12 by 12s and just glued the paper napkin to it. Now I have the fun of fussy cutting this crane out of the paper napkin. Now I wanted my crane to face this way, but the paper napkin was this way, so I just flipped it over. When you are gluing paper napkins, it doesn't matter which side you are gluing it. After everything dries, it looks the same, so you can pick the direction of whatever you want on your paper napkin. So now I'm just going to continue fussy cutting it, and I'll be back. Okay, so here is my focal image, but I still want this in my background, so I'm going to try and do something before I'm gluing my bird to the page. And I'm thinking of just taking this apart like this, and maybe I can put it in the background somehow. That will work. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not gluing anything right now, just going to see if I can still put it and how it will work with the bird and the background. Okay, so let's see. Don't want the extra space around, so I'm removing it. So I'm thinking, like, what if I will put one here and then play again randomly with the placement. Something like that. Just using it as another decorative element in the background. Maybe not all over the page. Let's see. It can work. But now I'm thinking I'm going to keep at it and put one maybe here, like so. Let's see, this one will be here. I need to play with the placement and see. Maybe I'm ruining all the details I've got in the back, but I'm really liking it. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So now I need to glue all this down. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll come back because it's going to take me a little bit of time, and gluing is just boring. I'm going to use this glue B7000, and I'm only using it because it has a fine nozzle here that just makes my life easier when I'm dealing with little bit pieces, and like with the crane, if I want to go inside little details, it just makes my life easier. Otherwise, you can use any glue that you want. So I'll be back. Okay, so here it is, and the only thing I want to do is just go around the edges and darken them. So I'm taking this makeup sponge with the same nautical blue Memento ink pad, and I'm just going around my page. Again, not too precise or anything. I'm very generous with going inside with the ink. You can do the same thing with a Q-tip. You can do it with brushes, whatever feel right to you. Again, you can, if you want more subtle edges, you can even take a eyeshadow applicator, the ones that has little sponge at the end, and go around your page with it. Up to you. Especially in corners, I like to go in more. Can probably still hear the pigeons on the roof, but some roofman is coming, and I hope this will solve the problem with those pesky things. Yeah, a little bit more in the corners, and now I'm happy and my page is finished. Really like it. Turned out better than I thought. So this is it for today. I hope you like it. I hope you will try your hand at something similar. And thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.